Now on 4 News Now at 6, President Trump declares there are only 2 genders in the United States. Hear reaction from local advocates and the possible impacts here in the inland Northwest.
Plus, more than 20 states plan on suing the president, claiming he's trying to rewrite the Constitution, while the Washington Attorney General says President Trump doesn't have the authority to decide who can become a U.S. citizen.
We get to keep the sunshine, but it does come along with more cold weather. I'll show you how long this trend is going to last in the First Alert forecast. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
On your screen right now is President Donald Trump signing a series of executive orders in the Oval Office a few hours after being sworn in. One of those orders rolled back protections for the transgender community. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. During his inaugural address, the president said the U.S. government will only recognize 2 genders. Take a listen.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only 2 genders, male and female.
Marissa Rio joins us in studio. And Marissa, you spoke with people in the community who are directly impacted by this.
I did, and people have opposing views in our community. It's important to note that this order would also block any requirements for government facilities and workplaces to use pronouns that best align with a transgender person's identity.
I fought in 2 wars and served 20 years defending our rights. And now those same people are trying to take those rights away.
This is Cassandra Forsman. She's a transgender woman who serves on the board for Spokane Pride. She's also a retired Marine. For her, President Trump's executive order wasn't a surprise.
That was his plan to begin with, so we knew it was coming.
Yet the decision was still painful.
Basically, it's telling people that their identity is not valid, that who they are is not valid. It can have very bad mental health, negative effects.
For others, this is one of the reasons they voted for President Donald Trump.
He's trying to restore America based on our ideals and morality and you know what we should be, and we stand behind him 100%.
Rob Linebarger is also a veteran and says the order isn't personal, it's science.
It's in the reproductive system, like what is your function, I would say, right? And I think that simplifies it.
But for Cassandra and others in the transgender community, this is personal.
We just need to stay together, help each other, and remember that there are resources out there. You're not alone.
Cassandra and Spokane Pride are hopeful that the courts won't allow President Donald Trump to move forward with this order and expect the ACLU to step in and fight it. In studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Marissa. And for those affected by this decision, you can find a list of resources on our website, kxly.com.
President Trump also signed executive orders, targeting illegal immigration.
We will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came.
Deporting millions of immigrants who are here illegally has been an ongoing promise of President Trump's. And as he settles into office, fruit growers here in Washington are raising concerns, saying mass deportations may affect their harvest. Washington is the nation's largest producer of apples and sweet cherries. And according to the U.S. Department of Labor, roughly half of the nation's hired crop farm workers lack legal immigration status. If President Trump follows through with his mass deportation plans, fruit growers in the state fear they'll lose the majority of their workforce. But what would this mean for you?
It will skyrocket. Prices be probably twice as much what it is now.
But that's not all they're worried about. What you need to know tomorrow on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock.
Well, take a look at this map. All of the states highlighted in orange, including Washington, are now suing the president over another one of his executive orders. This order directs federal agencies to stop issuing birthright citizenship to children of illegal immigrants. Alexandra Cohen-Yart explains why the Washington Attorney General says this violates the U.S. Constitution.
Kirsten, Attorney General Nick Brown argues President Trump does not have the authority to ban birthright citizenship, stating this executive order violates the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, as well as the Federal Immigration and Nationality Act. Birthright citizenship gives United States citizenship, to anyone who is born in this country. This executive order would make that only a right to those born with at least one parent who is a citizen or permanent resident. Brown argues that Washington will not abide by this because he believes it is unjust.
Birthright citizenship makes clear that citizenship cannot be conditions on one's race, ethnicity, or where their parents came from. What's not in the Constitution is anything saying the president has the authority to decide who is granted citizenship.
The Trump administration says this order will go into place in just under a month. Along with these 22 states, several cities and immigrant rights groups are taking action to try and stop this executive order. Brown says Washington is pursuing an emergency court order that would prevent any federal agencies from denying birthright citizenship. In studio tonight, Alexander Conyarts, 4 News Now.
Alexander, thank you. Another one of President Trump's executive orders pardoned rioters who stormed the Capitol during the January 6th insurrection.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
Hear from one of the rioters who says his arrest was justified, in reaction from the family of an officer who was killed during the attack, coming up in our 6:30 half hour. All right, grab your shades because we have plenty of sunshine on the way.
But don't let it fool you because it's still going to be chilly out there. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see just how cold it's going to get.
Yes, deceptive sunshine. This is our time lapse today, looking over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena and the Spokane County Courthouse. Sunset right around 4:35. What a beautiful end to the day, but those clear skies are translating into a cold night. It's already 27 degrees in Spokane, and we're going to be heading down with those light winds and clear skies down into the teens in most locations. 0 in Winthrop tomorrow morning, and staying in the 20s in Lewiston, Moses Lake, as well as Wenatchee and the Tri-Cities. Right around the Spokane area, low teens in many locations, 13 in Deer Park, only 12 tomorrow morning in Spirit Lake, 14 in Meade and 9 Mile, Hayden, as well as Coeur d'Alene. Meanwhile, your hour-by-hour forecast may see a little bit of patchy fog tomorrow morning. That will clear quickly. Expect blue skies, sunshine, light winds, and a high of only 28 degrees. I will be back with a little bit of snow and a lot more cold in the 7-day forecast. Eric.
All right, Chris, thank you. The Spokane County Medical Examiner says the man who died in his jail cell back in November died of natural causes. Investigators say Bryce Larson died from heart disease. His body was found 2 hours after appearing in front of a judge for allegedly assaulting his parents.
Well, the officer who shot at a student on Washington State University campus last year will not face any charges. That's according to the Whitman County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. The shooting happened inside of Global Scholars Hall. Investigators say the use of force was justified because the student was walking toward them with his hands in his pockets, following reports that the same student called 911 saying he had a knife. Officers tried to tase the student multiple times, but that did not work. The student involved was not hit by the gunshot and was taken into custody. Well, right now, southern states like Texas and Louisiana are dealing with a record amount of snowfall.
Yeah, we'll show you some of the issues it's creating coming up.
Plus, a new study suggests weight loss drugs could do more than help you shed a few pounds. We'll explain some of the other benefits in about 15 minutes.
And Mariners legend Ichiro Suzuki is now the first Japanese-born player inducted into the MLB Hall of Fame. We take a look back at his amazing career with the M's and hear his reaction next on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Custom Truck.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. And want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you want to do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Where winning is just the beginning.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals?
Let's go!
Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Move Fitness.
Join the movement.
I'm really grateful to be a first-generation student from my family. The ES scholarship was definitely a game changer.
I never knew how easy it was to start a scholarship. Whatever you can give every year. That's how I sold it to my family. We talked a lot, waiting for somebody else to do it. And so we finally decided, no, we're not going to wait. We're going to do it. Graduating from college, it was not even a dream. That's what Eastern has done. We have to continue that. We have to help this precious institution that changed so many lives.
For the greatest selection at the lowest prices, come to Cost Less Carpet.
As a general contractor, I bring my clients to Cost Less Carpet so they can see every option.
Everything I need is always in stock.
If it's trendy or new, I'm sure you'll find it here.
And their team of designers are so fun to work with.
It really is worth the experience.
I can find everything for my home or my client's home, no problem.
Shopping here is an awesome experience.
Cost Less Carpet, where inspiration and ideas happen.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Spokane's hottest music.
Man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
Welcome to the
Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles, one of the most innovative riff-generating songwriters of the modern rock era, will be live Thursday, March 6th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Seattle Mariners fans did not have to wait long to hear the legendary Ichiro Suzuki's name called the Cooperstown.
Yep, this induction makes the former MVP the first Japanese-born player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Sports director Jack Wallace has the details on Ichiro's induction.
393 voters agreed as Ichiro Suzuki cruised into the Baseball Hall of Fame today. 99.7% of the vote, one abstaining there, not getting him in, making him the first Japanese player ever into the Hall of Fame now. 7-time NBP All-Star in Japan, Japan Series champion, 7-time Golden Glove Award, many other accolades in his time in Japan. But in the States, he got 10 All-Star nods, the 2001 AL Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season, plus 10 Gold Gloves, 3 Silver Sluggers, and of course the MLB record for hits in a single season, 262. And a spot in the Mariners Hall of Fame. 4,367 hits across both Japan and USA, played the most by any top-level baseball player in history, and we heard more directly from the man in Seattle on his time with the Mariners.
まずこの日を迎えるということが2001年僕が
Translator Ichiro said, quote, "It started in 2001 and now it's 2025. But at that time in 2001, there was probably not one person on this earth that thought that this day would come. To be able to be here means quite a lot. Just very honored and a special day for me here today." Ichiro finished again 99.7, so close to unanimous, joining in with position player Derek Jeter as the closest to ever be unanimous. And the other two inductees today were CC Sabathia and Billy Wagner, and the other Seattle great Felix Hernandez finishing with just over 20% voting in his first year on the ballot. Plenty of time for him. We'll have more on the Spokane Chiefs later on at 6 tonight, and of course 11. Kirsten and Derek, back to y'all.
All right. Pretty cool for Ichiro. Here's what people are looking at the most on KXLY.com. Some Washington state lawmakers want to limit how much landlords can raise rent prices after the first year.
Yeah, if House Bill 1217 is approved, it would limit increases at 7%.
Excessive rent increases harms the very fabric and well-being of our communities. This bill is about basic fairness. Fairness for renters and manufactured homeowners across the state.
Critics of the bill saying it won't help solve the area's housing crisis.
Rent control does not work. It has never worked. Look at any jurisdiction across the country where rent control has been imposed. You will see a decrease in supply.
To learn more about the bill, look for this story right now on KXLY.com.
Lawmakers also want to help police departments across the state fill open positions.
They're trying their darndest to play catch up, but they're bleeding as fast as they're gaining on this.
We'll show you the plan to solve these staffing issues coming up tonight at 6:30.
Many locations across the inland Northwest did not get above freezing today. Spokane topped out at only 32, 31 in Pullman and St. Mary's, and only in the 20s in Bonners Ferry and Colville. I'll be back with even colder weather in the 7-day forecast after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Post Falls Volkswagen.
Canopy Village is working to combat homelessness in North Idaho by providing safe, temporary housing and services to those in need. Their goal is to help families transition from crisis to stability.
We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. Canopy Village is here to not only provide shelter, but also to offer hope and guidance towards a path of a brighter future.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to donate $1,000 to Canopy Village. This is how Numerica cares for kids.
Everyone wants to know who will be nominated. Now, Thursday, live on GMA, the Oscar nominations will be revealed. No one does the Oscars like Good Morning America. Thursday morning, live on GMA.
You'll never get away with this.
You can make it all go away.
Seriously, you think I could pull a $130,000 Escalade out of my sack?
Maybe try a little Christmas magic or whatever.
It's a little late for that.
What you doing?
Play daily to enter and join Dave, Ken, and Molly for the grand prize drawing, only at Northern Quest.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters, and every path leads to new possibilities. Get $5,250 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners and lessees get an additional $1,000 cash allowance when you purchase. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Your home is more than a place, it's a feeling, a reflection of who you are. And at the Tin Roof, we believe furniture should do more than fill a room. It should inspire it. From timeless dining tables to sofas you can sink into and decor that tells your story, every piece is thoughtfully curated to make your space feel effortlessly you. Because it's not just furniture, it's where memories are made, where comfort lives, and where life happens. It's more than furniture, it's a feeling.
All right, welcome back. We've been talking so much lately just about the sun's nice, but it's kind of masking that it's really, really cold out.
You have to be all bundled to enjoy it if you're outside.
It's just mental.
Yeah,
just imagine that it is warm, which is a lot easier to do when you're basking in the sun. 4 things to know about your weather. The cold will continue right on through the 7-day forecast. There is more sunshine in varying amounts. Some days sunnier than others. I'll explain. And we do have the possibility of some very light snow late Thursday night, which could have a minor impact on your Friday morning commute. And then we head into a cold but dry weekend. Tracking our weather pattern, we've been on the eastern flank of a ridge of high pressure, and that puts us in the northerly flow. That brings in very dry air. That's why we have not been seeing that dense fog that is so typical this time of year. It also brings in cold air, and occasionally a system will drop through this flow over the region, and that's what we're looking at for late Thursday. Here's Thursday at 8 a.m. Our ridge of high pressure is flattening a little bit, and it's going to allow this cold front to scoot through during the day on Thursday. And then here is 10 o'clock Thursday night with this very unimpressive band of light snow that will be long gone by Friday morning. And what we'll be left with Friday heading into the weekend is a reinforced pulsing shot of cold air that will keep our temperatures below freezing right on through the weekend. We'll take a closer look at the timing of this system. I'm starting this out a little less than 48 hours from now, Thursday at 5 p.m. And this light band of snow working its way into the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area by around 10, 11 o'clock Thursday night. And then it just keeps on moving through with nothing behind it except clearing skies. So by Friday morning, we're going to be dry across the region with just a tiny bit of snow left behind. But it's all we've got in the forecast other than cold. Our high temperature trend over the next 7 days. This white line is our average high. It's at 35 right now. We'll be at 36 this time next week. But we're going to be in the 20s and lower 30s right on through Monday, possibly trending back toward average as we get into the middle of next week, but no sign of above average temperatures anytime soon. Wednesday's high temperatures will be in the 20s and lower 30s around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Highs tomorrow, 20s and 30s, 39 in Lewiston, only 23 in Winthrop. We do have the possibility of some patchy fog Thursday and Friday, and to a much lesser extent tomorrow morning. There's that snow coming in Thursday night, and then it's sunshine and temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Overnight lows stay in the teens through the 7-day outlook. Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. And while we aren't getting much snow here in the inland Northwest, the same cannot be said about other parts of the country, including the South.
Yeah, here's a live look at a snowy Bourbon Street in Louisiana. And while it might not look like much snow to us here in the inland Northwest, it is creating some major issues in that area. ABC's Melissa Adon explains.
Severe winter weather impacting nearly the entire country. In Texas, Galveston's beaches covered in snow. New Orleans' famous French Quarter seeing blizzard-like whiteout conditions.
I don't think I've ever seen snow actually stick to the ground out in New Orleans.
Louisiana State Police responding to more than 50 crashes statewide due to the icy conditions, urging everyone to avoid travel as record snowfall has made roads dangerous.
A lot of people, we're not used to this weather here in Louisiana, you know, so just be cautious.
In South Texas, multiple people killed after a crash on an icy bridge, according to Zavala County officials. In Houston, freeways and roads closing down after crashes, the airport shutting down.
This is crazy. In Texas, you would never expect this.
Several counties in Alabama suspending travel, saying all their roads and bridges are considered impassable due to the weather. And the Sunshine State, Florida, also experiencing rare snowfall. Florida's panhandle under winter storm warnings. Frigid single-digit temperatures also gripping the north and Midwest. The Detroit River nearly frozen over. Airports in Florida, Louisiana, and Texas suspending operations altogether due to the weather. More than 2,000 flights and counting have been canceled today. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Wow. And while we're dealing with some of the coldest temperatures of the year so far here, fire crews are already preparing for fire season. We'll show you some of the services currently being offered by the Spokane Valley Fire Department to help protect your home.
And a new study shows weight loss drugs may do more than help you lose weight. They could also reduce the risk of serious diseases. But are there risks? We'll explain next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It only happens once a year. The 37th annual Inland Northwest RV Show. This weekend at the fairgrounds. 6 gigantic dealers, hundreds of RVs, incredible prices. The Big RV Show, January 23rd through 26th, Spokane Fairgrounds with free parking.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. But they all just fade away. But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
From the fields of the Pacific Northwest to the tables of the world, agriculture is at the heart of it all. This February, come in from the cold and join us at the Spokane Ag Show, where we meet together, learn about the industry, and grow. With over 200 exhibitors, expert-led seminars, guest host Rob Sharkey, and live music, it's a show you can't miss. Join us February 4th through the 6th at the Spokane Convention Center. Visit agshow.org for all the details.
For the professional, it's not enough to possess knowledge. We seek to refine it, to wield its power, to redefine its boundaries. Knowledge is put to the test in every GMC Sierra. Get 0.9% APR on select Sierra 1500 models. That's over $4,200 in average finance savings.
See your local GMC dealer.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
It only happens once a year, the 37th annual In the Northwest RV Show. This weekend at the fairgrounds. 6 gigantic dealers, hundreds of RVs, incredible prices. The Big RV Show, January 23rd through 26th, Spokane Fairgrounds with free parking.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gold Seal Plumbing.
In news for your health, the first of its kind study is taking a look at the benefits of weight loss drugs beyond shedding a few pounds.
Yeah, researchers are calling the results eye-opening. ABC's Rhiannon Alley explains.
A new study suggests weight loss drugs have the potential to provide far more benefits to patients than just weight loss.
We started hearing from patients who were like, oh, I used to have these aches and pains and they're gone. And I used to, it was very difficult for me to quit smoking. And now all of a sudden, I don't have craving for cigarette anymore.
Researchers looked into the records of more than 2.5 million patients in the Department of Veterans Affairs and found medications used for diabetes and weight loss under the brand names Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, and Mounjaro may reduce the risks of dozens of medical conditions and diseases,
including Alzheimer's disease, dementia. They also reduce the risk of addiction disorders, including opiate use disorders, tobacco use disorders, other substance use disorders.
The study found the drugs approved by the FDA to treat obesity and diabetes also reduce the risk for pneumonia, sepsis, infections, blood clotting, and liver cancer, to name a few.
Somebody who's obese, who has obesity, and at the same time wants to quit smoking, we saw that these drugs actually also help you quit smoking. For that individual person, they're actually hitting 2 birds in 1 stone.
But researchers also found the drugs carried risks, including for gastrointestinal side effects, kidney stones, and inflammation of the kidneys and pancreas. Experts also caution this research had limitations, studying only medical records of veterans with diabetes, a group that's older and less diverse than the overall U.S. population. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
All right, we are currently in the middle of Community Risk Reduction Week.
We'll show you some of the services one of our fire departments is offering to help keep you and your family safe, plus how Washington lawmakers plan on helping police departments across the state fill open positions. Stay with us.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's back, the Big Boat Show, 4 big days. Come on out, shop and compare. There's something for everyone at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Learn more at SpokaneBoatShow.com.
That's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
I've been dealing with my weight issues for all my life. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to stay home and just be a couch potato. I wanted to have a fresh start. Spokane Wellness Group has helped me stay on track. When I started losing the weight, then I felt more comfortable. I feel wonderful right now because I've lost 65 pounds. It doesn't take me 10 minutes to walk across the parking garage anymore. I would encourage anybody to go to the Spokane Wellness Group. They stay with you every step of the way.
Our customers love coming to Car Wash Plaza.
The staff here is so friendly.
It's the best in the Northwest.
It's so well lit, and there's security lights everywhere.
The central dog wash is so convenient, no hassle, keeps the dog clean, and keeps my house clean too.
My car is a big investment for me, and so if I want it done right, I take it to Car Wash Plaza for the touchless wash.
Car Wash Plaza. It's the best in the Northwest.
Find a location near you at carwashplaza.com.
Come on out to the Spokane Boat Show. We've got boats of all types and sizes. Heavy metal, smaller fishing boats, open bow, high-performance ski and wakeboard boats, pontoons, kayaks, canoes, and personal watercraft.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Washington legislators are considering bankrolling efforts for police departments, both big and small, to hire new officers.
Monroe News fellow Albert James is in Olympia with why supporters say it's crucial for public safety and how Governor Bob Ferguson has weighed in.
They're trying their darndest to play catch up, but they're bleeding as fast as they're gaining on this.
Proponents of Senate Bill 5060 say it's one part of a whole slate of action needed to address a shortage of police officers across the state. The bipartisan legislation would require the state's Criminal Justice Training Commission to establish a grant program helping local and tribal law enforcement agencies recruit and retain more officers. Grant funding could only be used to pay for a portion of the officer's salary and benefits for up to 3 years, and $100 million would be provided over the next 2 years to fund the grant. Republican sponsor Senator Jeff Holy says the money would provide a bit of help in a costly process.
Seattle police officers, a new police officer makes about $103,000. There's a $7,500 bonus. You have the cost of the academy, the field training officer, the total program, putting them through a probationary period. You're running into $250,000 for one officer.
Governor Ferguson's office testified in support of the bill, with the governor telling legislators during his inaugural address last week the funding is crucial.
That idea was a cornerstone of my campaign for governor. Any budget I sign must include this funding. Thank you, Senator Holy.
Supporters say the bill is a great first step on improving crime prevention efforts and reducing police response times, but they need more help in sustainably funding officers and getting people into the profession.
We ask the legislature to also please consider ways to help cities sustain reliable law enforcement funding so we're not faced with service cuts or layoffs over the long term.
We are thousands of officers down. This is not going to be taken care of in a biennium.
One person, citing their own negative experiences with law enforcement, expressed concerns about police trust and accountability. They told senators the money should be spent on ensuring officers are doing the right thing and upholding people's rights.
I know we need more officers, but we need good officers. And the problem is we can't keep good officers because they're forced out. They're not allowed to be good.
Senators on the Law and Justice Committee appeared supportive of the effort, but the state's multi-billion-dollar budget shortfall could have an impact. The bill is scheduled for a committee vote on Thursday morning. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins us now with your first alert forecast.
Well, it is a clear and calm night, and one more see, cold. Temperatures right now 27 degrees in Spokane, 24 in Coeur d'Alene. We're also at 24 in Pullman, but have already dropped into the teens in Omak and Colville, and it is 7 degrees right now in Winthrop. Overnight lows tonight around the region will be mostly in the teens, only a few spots staying in the 20s. For overnight lows right around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, the teens everywhere you go, including Spirit Lake, well, at 12 actually, 13 in Deer Park, 14 in 9 Mile, as well as Meade and Coeur d'Alene. Meanwhile, we take a look at your Wednesday planner. It's going to be a familiar theme, possibility of a little bit of patchy fog in the morning. We're heading up to a high of only 28, a lot of sunshine, but that sunshine's not going to do much for our temperature. 35 is our average high. I'll be back with a look at our snowpack. It's not as great a news as it used to be, and have your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
See you then, Chris. The fire department's goal, to keep you safe.
But this week especially, it's sharing ways to help the community do everything it can to avoid dangerous situations. Madeline Mullins tells us how they're doing that.
I'm Brett. I'm Frank, and we're here to pump you up.
These videos are all over the Spokane Valley Fire Department's social media. And that is because it's Community Risk Reduction Week. Community Risk Reduction Week is a way for fire departments to showcase ways that they're making the community safer using the 5 E's. Education, economic incentives, emergency response, enforcement, and engineering.
We all look at how this all collectively works to make our community a safer place.
One of the ways Spokane Valley Fire Department demonstrates these efforts is through social media. Videos that demonstrate each of the E's, like this one, showing how enforcement can keep you safe.
We have inspectors out there in the businesses. They can help you determine what some of the most high-risk areas are in their business.
Many of the programs the fire department showcases are available to the public, many free, which pairs with the second E, economic incentives.
This year we're focusing on economic incentives, so fire departments being aware of different resources and programs that they can provide to make their community safer.
The Spokane Valley Fire Department offers budget-friendly programs like CPR classes or free home assessments.
We can go to their house and do an inspection on their home and help guide them through some of the risk that they would face if there was a wildland threat from wildfire.
And this week is not just to provide resources for the public, but for the fire departments to focus on ways they can improve as well.
Fire services have been around for hundreds of years, and as science and better understandings of our community demographics have emerged, community risk reduction is a model to deliver programs and provide resources based on what our community needs.
If you're interested in any of these programs, they can be found on the Spokane Valley Fire Department's website. In Spokane Valley, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Well, Washington State Patrol troopers are investigating a hit and run in North Spokane that sent a car flying off a bridge. Take a look at the scene along the North Spokane corridor. WSP says the truck launched off the freeway median, hitting the side of the bridge and slamming into the hill. It then rolled down, stopping against a support pillar. The car was abandoned when troopers arrived. Well, the Spokane Chiefs are off to one impressive start to their season.
Yeah, now into January, they're one of the best teams in the entire WHL.
Well, not lying there. What better way to prove that than a battle against one of the other best teams in the league? Now, you can hear more on how the Chiefs prep for their big game against the Everett Silvertips right after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Wendell Motors.
Swing into Fred's Appliance for our New Year, New Kitchen Super Sale and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region. Introducing the new Electrolux 700 Series Alpine Green Washer and Dryer. This washer has an industry-exclusive 2 ways to sanitize, making it the most efficient washer on the market.
At Fred's, it's appliances, only appliances.
At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. Across the the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Wherever you need us, American On Site.
North Idaho Urology, in partnership with Cancer Care Northwest, we specialize in advanced prostate cancer care.
I'm Dr. Aaron Wagner. I'm a radiation oncologist with Cancer Care Northwest. We have quite a few different treatment options for prostate cancer, ranging anywhere from standard radiation and IMRT approaches to SBRT to brachytherapy, a full spectrum of different prostate cancer treatments. We very much try to individualize their treatment plan for them.
For the greatest selection at the lowest prices, come to Cost Less Carpet.
As a general contractor, I bring my clients to Cost Less Carpet so they can see every option.
Everything I need is always in stock.
If it's trendy or new, I'm sure you'll find it here.
And their team of designers are so fun to work with.
It really is worth the experience.
I can find everything for my home or my client's home. No problem.
Shopping here is an awesome experience.
Cost Less Carpet, where inspiration and ideas happen.
A controversial campaign promise.
The Republican platform promises to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
But what would it mean for you? 4 News Now is getting answers.
It will skyrocket. Prices be probably twice as much what it is now.
And that's not all Washington fruit growers are worried about.
You and I be eating stuff that there's not very safe to eat.
What you need to know Wednesday at 6, only on 4 News Now.
After 44 games, the Spokane Chiefs sit at 3rd in the Western Conference, only 2 spots below leading Everett, and those Silvertips venture up to Spokane tomorrow night for a chance to break the 1-game apiece draw these squads have locked into. The Chiefs won their first matchup in Everett 4-3 in a shootout, but then lost their second 4-2, but with 2 close games under their belts, plus 3 wins and 1 loss since that last L. They feel a little bit better and prepped coming into their final time hosting the Silvertips in the Chiefs' own barn. And we spoke with forward Berkeley Catton on how he sees his opponent in this game.
Yeah, I guess tomorrow we will see who the best team in the West is, right? So, you know, 2 really solid teams, and I think we've kind of had even matchups these past 2 games we played them. So, you know, I think it's going to be great for us. Kind of a good test. Again, we've been playing lots of high-end teams as of late and seeing how we match up with them. And so another big one tomorrow, and we're really looking forward to it.
Catton was actually held scoreless in the 2 meetings against Everett, so safe to say the Seattle Kraken draft pick is a little bit hungry against a phenomenally defensive team. Everett is 12 points ahead of Spokane in the U.S. division of the Western Conference, and they've won 8 of their last 10 games, all 8 of those wins in regulation. Spokane will need to use their strong offense as well. Silvertips have the best defense in the whole league, only allowing 104 goals. For perspective, that's 21 fewer than the next best mark. Puck drop is at 7:05 p.m. tomorrow. Eastern Washington football officially now dropped their full 2025 schedule in order. So we start on August 30th at Incarnate Word, then September 6th at Boise State, September 13th at Northern Iowa, and their last non-conference game hosting Western Illinois on September the 20th. They then close the month at national runner-ups Montana State, you're seeing right now, then host Portland State on October 4th, then a bye week, and then hosting Idaho on October 18th. They end the month at Weber State and then back home for Sacramento State on November 6th, then at Montana November 8th, host Northern Colorado November 15th, and then finally closing out the year at Cal Poly, that game on November 22nd. Gonzaga women's basketball, Yvonne Ejim. We've talked a lot about her recently because she just can't stop getting awards and recognition for her talents. And this continues today with an Ann Myers-Drysdale National Player of the Week award from the USBWA. Ejim finished with an average of 27 points and 10.5 rebounds with Bulldog wins over Portland and LMU. You're seeing that Portland celebration right there. Career high 35 points in that game. U.S. Basketball Writers Association will select a National Player of the Year at their annual awards event this season on site in Tampa for the NCAA Women's Final Four. No home game for a while for the Zags. They're south of Malibu playing the Pepperdine Waves in their second meeting of the season. First time out, Zags won by 21, one where Ejim led all scorers with 23 points. Tip-off is Saturday at 1 p.m. So looking at the Zag men and women, they're both off this Thursday. They get a little bit of extra break, which we know, at least for all being honest, the men's team definitely needs that break. Then we have the Cougs coming up in a couple days, men at Santa Clara, women hosting Portland.
Okay. Some interesting games.
And
for
crowded.
Sure.
Hopefully.
A lot going on.
Well, coming up tonight on Nightside.
Coming up tonight, the Nespelem School is having their first boys basketball senior night in nearly 70 years. This is also the first time they've been able to field a girls basketball team as well. I'll tell you what it means to the players and the coaches here.
Can't wait for that story. And in his first few hours in office, President Trump signing 25 executive orders and taking 42 presidential actions, including pardoning the rioters who were charged in the January 6th insurrection, including some violent offenders sentenced to years in prison.
The White House saying several have already been released from jail and more could be freed today. ABC's Rena Roy has more, including reaction from the family of an officer killed in the attack.
You'll remember the horrific scenes from January 6th, 2021, the deadly insurrection at the U.S. Capitol by a violent mob of Trump supporters seeking to overturn the 2020 election. According to the Department of Justice, more than 1,500 people were criminally charged in federal court, more than 1,000 pleading guilty. And now the people who were sentenced for these crimes, including violent offenders, are being released from prison.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon. Yes. Full pardon.
Full, complete, and unconditional pardons for the rioters, including the former leader of the far-right group, the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, sentenced to 22 years for sedition. Trump also commuting the sentences of 14 others charged with sedition, including Stuart Rhodes, founder of the Oath Keepers militia, sentenced to 18 years. Trump even granting clemency to the more than 600 people charged with assaulting or resisting law enforcement. The day after the insurrection, Trump saying this:
To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
But now this bold move. The White House says at least 2 rioters were already released on Monday. Supporters celebrating last night at the D.C. jail.
They will be leaving tonight from this prison behind me.
While others condemned the pardons, including Jason Riddle, who pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 90 days in jail for his actions at the Capitol on January 6th. He says his arrest was warranted.
Capitol police officers are dead. People have died. Obviously, it sounds better to say that I'm a hero and a patriot, and I would love to, believe that, but I know it's not true.
Craig Sicknick, the brother of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who died after he was attacked on January 6th, telling ABC News that Trump's pardons are a betrayal of decency. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, the Trump administration says federal immigration authorities can now arrest people at churches and schools. It marks a departure from long-standing policy to avoid so-called sensitive areas. The Trump administration says it will not tie the hands of law enforcement, but will trust them to use common sense. Immigration and Customs Enforcement set a policy in 2011 preventing agents from arresting people in sensitive locations. The Biden administration issued similar guidance.
This afternoon, President Trump and technology CEOs announced a massive investment in artificial intelligence infrastructure in the U.S.
3 AI companies, OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle, will together make a new company called Stargate.
A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States and very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately.
Construction is already underway for one data center in Texas. The president says more locations are currently being scouted for the massive structures needed. The plants will be used to generate energy for artificial intelligence.
And we have a look at the latest snowpack coming up after the break. I'll let you know if there's any sign of new snow. That's coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
A controversial campaign promise.
The Republican platform promises to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
But what could that mean for your wallet and the safety of the food you eat? 4 News Now is getting answers Wednesday at 6.
Bad back? Get Good Feet with the personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store. Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet, good life. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Look who it is. Back to mommy you go.
Jake. This isn't our dog.
No?
You never got new glasses, did you?
Well, you didn't know Stanton Optical makes eye care easy.
Exactly. Sorry, and you?
Nervous? 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam, $79, all same day. Stanton Optical, easy as our thing.
Ready to enjoy a vacation close to home? Come stay for less and play for more at the Kootenai Casino. Right now, cozy up in a Kootenai Falls Lodge room for just $59 midweek and $89 on the weekends. An incredible bang for your buck. Join us in January at the Kootenai Casino and win this winter. Book your stay and play now. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
4 News Now is brought to you by Alpha Omega Tours.
So the skiers and snowboarders want to hear, Chris. Oh, how's the snowpack doing? You alluded to it not being so great.
Well, I will tell you, the skiing and snowboarding is magnifique. Yeah. But when the summer comes and the snow starts melting and we need that moisture, that's a little bit of a different story. Now, it is just mid-January, so I don't get too nervous looking at these numbers just yet. But the trend has been that these numbers have decreased. We were doing just great for a long time, but have slipped a little below average in many key basins, including the Spokane River Basin. We're also the Kootenai River Basin slipped below average. We are seeing that trend, and that will continue. It has been a while since we've had some good mountain snows. Only a couple of exceptions where things are on track, the Lower Snake and the Yakima River Valley, with above average snowpack in, well, just the Lower Snake actually right now. Snowpack peaks in late March and late February. That is a big time to really put down some snowpack. So again, not too worried yet, but don't like to see this trend. Our percentage of usual, and that should say precipitation, not rain, as you can see, we're running below average over the last 30 days, except in those areas where our snowpack is doing quite well. We are running above average. Meanwhile, we have slipped into the dry category throughout North Idaho and an area of moderate drought through the Silver Valley, the Central Panhandle Mountains, and into parts of Montana. It looks like that trend is going to reverse as we get into the end of February, or end of January and beginning of February. But for the next 7 days, this is all we've got. I'm starting off our forecast radar Thursday, 2 days from now at 5 o'clock. This tiny band of very light snow coming through. Here's 11 o'clock Thursday night, and then that slips off to the south, is long gone by the morning commute. There may be a light dusting of snow, however, on the roads as you head out the door Friday morning, and it's going to be very, very light. Most locations getting less than a ½ inch of snow, if that. Again, the trend in the 8 to 14 day forecast reverses this dry spell with above average precipitation for the inland northwest. temperatures leaning more toward below average temperatures, but even if it's average, that's going to equate to mountain snow, and that is where we really need the snow. Your planning forecast, we have got a cold day tomorrow, a high of 28 degrees. We're not losing any snowpack. Some patchy fog Thursday and Friday with that little bit of snow Thursday night. And then we are dry through the rest of the 7-day forecast with sunshine and overnight lows down in the teens. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. We all love a sweet treat every once in a while, whether you love getting that pint of ice cream or maybe a chocolate bar at the end of a long day. It might not feel like it's that bad for you, but when you combine that with other things that you've eaten throughout the day, you might have consumed more sugar than you think.
I've always had an ice cream weakness. Experts say eating too much sugar, though, is a real problem in the U.S.
Most of that sugar doesn't come from what we eat, it's in what we drink.
In the U.S., adults and young adults ingest an average of about 17 teaspoons of added sugar every day. That's more than 2 to 3 times the recommended daily allowance. Besides the extra calories, recent research reveals even one serving of sugary drinks a day can put you at a higher risk for heart disease.
It's no surprise that the American Heart Association recommends water as the best thing to drink throughout the day.
So, how can you help yourself opt for water instead? Doctors say to try carrying a water bottle with you at all times for easy access. They also recommend you stay hydrated and make sure you drink before you feel thirsty.
A new study suggests many online vaping retailers are sidestepping flavor bans, age checks, and shipping restrictions. And those are supposed to prevent children from getting a hold of e-cigarettes. Researchers found only 1% of e-cigarette product deliveries asked for an ID check as required by law. Most of the package deliveries they monitored asked for no age verification at all, and that puts young children at risk of easy access to vaping products. The study authors called for stricter oversight, like using U.S. Postal Service for deliveries and close monitoring of online retailers that failed to enforce important safeguards. The study was published in the Journal of American Medical Association.
All right, let's take a look at ABC's primetime lineup for tonight as we head into our final commercial break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Next DT.
Take 155.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 outtakes you'll only see here.
Can you please focus?
Thank you.
You're free.
Next DT.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
I got a call about a body?
We're going to get to the bottom of this. You don't seem like you belong here.
That guy's a handyman.
You murdered a 17-year-old. Are you looking for something? We have an emergency.
New Will Trent tonight on ABC.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals? Let's go! Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Move Fitness.
Join the movement. Life moves fast, and we get it. You're busy. Our digital banking can change how you manage your money. Whether you're chatting with a representative after hours, depositing a check from your phone, or meeting with us face-to-face. Wherever life takes you, we've got you covered. It's your money. Access it anytime, anywhere. Open your account at p1fcu.org. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
The sound, excitement, and fun of the Rod Stewart Hybrid Tribute live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, February 20th. Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles, one of the most innovative riff-generating songwriters of the modern rock era, will be live Thursday, March 6th. Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, April 10th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
When it comes to buying used vehicles, we know that there's a lot of options for you out there.
Make Colville Toyota your first option for quality used vehicles.
Before our cars hit the lot, we inspect and repair any issues that we may find. We care about our customers and our cars, and it shows with the extra TLC that we put into them.
If you're in the market for a new, used, or certified vehicle, come to Colville Toyota and buy with confidence.
Because we're your small town dealership with a big heart.
a controversial campaign promise.
The Republican platform promises to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
But what could that mean for your wallet and the safety of the food you eat? 4 News Now is getting answers Wednesday at 6.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mysticwa Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, President Donald Trump has launched his own crypto coin. Why ethics experts warn his investments in industries he's charged with regulating are a new kind of threat.
Here is your planning forecast. Sunny and 28 on Wednesday. We'll be down in the teens Wednesday morning and every morning through the 7-day forecast. About the only variation, you might wake up with the tiniest bit of snow on Friday morning.
Just a dusting, though. Nothing we need to be too worried about.
No, I would not be the least bit concerned. Other than, you may have to sweep it off your porch, though, because it's not going to melt.
I keep thinking when it says snow, but we're used to it now. See you at 11.